Chad, good morning. It is Tuesday and historical times, as the description says. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you again for Ed. Beautiful segment this morning. Keegs, historical times. How are you feeling, my brother? Are you
Feeling good, bro. As I said to a lot of people yesterday, these are the times you're either going to have probably one of the best weeks of your life, or you're going to be crying every single day. That one is up to you.
All right, Chad, we are live, baby. It is Tuesday. It is wild. If you don't know anything about markets, it's fine. It's better to not know anything this week so far. But sorry guys, started 15 minutes later today. We just we just had to do a quick meeting. Our days are getting shorter and shorter at this stage. I don't know, Keegs, but Chad,
it's not helping.
Sure, dude. It's we're trying at least one day when we put our heads down and we're gonna be put into the ground. We can say, listen, we gave this thing called life a really, really good go, and we took all of our opportunities and we really put our shoulder to the plow. But before we start, Chad, as every morning, we're gonna pray here and get this day going real quick. We've got 10 minutes before the markets open. Not too much that you are missing currently, but every day we do this prayer, and the prayer goes like this: Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. We forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. And everyone that believes that gives me a good amen. Amen. Beautiful. Already two. There we go. Bevan, where two or more are gathered in my name, and they are in agreement, there I shall command a blessing. Believe it or not, chat. So blessing has been commanded. We walk in the blessing. Now let's operate in that blessing. So quick one. Economic calendar. Hope you guys are ready for a fast and a furious one this morning before we settle in. Nothing. So nothing. There's literally Keeks, retail sales at 11. You also have nothing on deck there by your side.
Nothing for me.
Chad, okay. So it's a big nothing burger in terms of fundamental news. I want to talk a little bit about Fed futures a little bit later. Actually, I had a call with a friend this morning, chatting a little bit about the stock market. Everyone loved Nvidia at the all-time highs, and I absolutely love it. 50% discounted a little bit later this week and this year. But Chad, dollar index weekly already massive push to the downside. Now already pulling back. Caitlin, thank you so much for this, for blessing us with the sustenance for our body. Okay, Chad. Yearly pivot. This blue line here is the yearly pivot, and daily massive flash to the downside. I am expecting some type of a pullback anytime soon. I think a lot of what we've seen in the market these past couple of days has been somewhat, I want to say, overreacted or exaggerated, we can call it. But if you look at the weekly time frame, it is very obvious where the dollar wants to go next. It wants to go and test that 200 on the weekly. Still effectively longer term bullish, okay? So we just need to really consider the effect there. But ultimately, it wants to gravitate towards those lows. And it's still going to be a bumpy, rough week ahead, okay? Previous weekly low, right up there. 4-hour time frame. Let's quickly look at it. 4-hour, beautifully starting to pull back now. A lot of clean air here. A lot of retrace that can happen. 5-minute time frame. What do we have on the 5? We have previous weekly low. Okay, beautiful. Asia low still intact. Asia highs now being taken, tested. 80 starting to push bullish. I'm going to say very simple here, chat. If we can hold Asia highs, we could see a little bit of a bullish push back on the dollar. I'm thinking we can come here. Previous weekly low Not Ricky low. Some of you have a drinking problem, but that's fine. We are here for you. Previous weekly low. All right. Actually, we did test that yesterday, but let's see if we can gap up. All right. Beautiful. Yeah, Chad, Asia highs, if we can hold above it, we can push all the way up there, and I think that's going to be the key level. So, level to monitor going into the session, Asia highs. Beautiful. US 30 weekly. Let's look at it. Weekly is bearish, but okay, this was actually from my call this morning. Okay, Chad, beautiful. I've got an expectation, and again, it's just my expectation. Do I always get it right? Absolutely not. I've got a weird expectation that we have now come back into this range, and I feel, and again, let me not say I feel, my thesis is that we're going to stay in this range up until the election. Okay, that's the feeling I've got. We're going to be in this range, this consolidative range. So that's the mid-level, mid-riff, mid-range, whatever you want to call it. That is the mid. I'm expecting some type of a pullback anytime soon now, but also looking at those key levels, if we cannot get above this daily EQ, things are looking somewhat chalked to the downside. Massive candles. We could see some ranging going on here for the next couple of days, which is also going to make it relatively tough to trade. But 5 minute, let's quickly check the 5. EQ, beautiful, in the middle of the range. Asia low still intact, Asia highs intact. Nothing here for me, Chad. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm not even going to waste your time. We haven't taken Asia highs, we haven't taken Asia lows. If you want to take something around the EQ, you are more than welcome to do so. If you want to take something here, I can honestly say trading below, holding below the EQ, you can continue bearish. Trading above, you can go bullish. But at this stage, not for me. Like Zawan would say, Dow Jones, it's not for me. I will wait for something a little bit later. Weekly, NASDAQ, ugly Chad. Like I said, the boys wanted to get stuck into NVIDIA. The Oaks were, the boys were ready to put some home loans on NVIDIA, and they are hurting. The boys are hurting. Daily time frame, there's that 200 on the daily. Last time we tested the 200 was October last year. Okay, October last year. It is a big level, Chad. I'm not gonna sit around and say this is not a big level. This is a big level. So we can actually mark it out. All right. 200 weekly EMA. I'm almost done, Keeks. Incredible the pace at what I'm analyzing here. Okay, previous daily high, previous weekly low, key level here. All right, there you go. Very simply put. Not for me. I'm fine, thanks. Asia lows down here, untapped. Asia highs untapped. Nothing for me there. Gold, okay. Gold, the big one. Daily. Chad, my weekly thesis just got wrecked yesterday. I honestly thought it was going to be a beautiful week. Looking at this first time breaking out of this range, I thought like beautiful, bullish, had this beautiful idea, and then yesterday, out of nowhere, and it's just like, no, Chris, you don't actually know everything. Let's just serve you some humble pie here. So, Chad, this honestly throws me out a little bit. The weekly now becomes somewhat okay. It's not bearish because two things. And Keek, sorry man, I just want to finish this. Two things there for me. Two things for me. If you break a previous weekly low, the expectation would then be you're going to continue lower, and that previous weekly low becomes a resistance area. However, we just took that previous weekly low, and now we're pushing back up. So 2 levels for me to monitor now is this weekly flat body resistance area here. Let's just put a line there. Okay, key level. Daily time frame is relatively chalked for me because we've got a confirmed resistance. We technically broke that low there. That is a structure low because from that low we actually took out this low high. So it is, Chad, it's chalked. I don't know what I need something like this in terms of the daily to go bullish, but this is bearish. We can continue bearish. I'm just going to stay neutral because the other markets are trading now. It can flip at any stage. So I'm just neutral. I'm ready to react. 4 hour is clearly taking out lows, like we said yesterday. There was that low break, consolidation, another low break again, but again, very overlapping. So order flow is currently bearish. We're going to need to see a 4 hour print above here to say that, okay, we flipped bullish on the order flow. 5 minute time frame, let's check it. Quick. All right. There we go. 80 bearish, okay. Firmly bearish. Asia lows, very simple, beautiful. Chat, there's your level. Nothing more, nothing less. 2405. We continuously reject that. We're going lower. We hold above that. We are going higher. 15 minute, where's that? 200. All the way up there, okay. But chat, that is the analysis from me. Over to our main man, Mr. Fundamental himself, Keegan van Dijk. Keegs.
All right.
Wait, let me just open up these markets. Where's that? Chad, I was in the gym 4:45 this morning. So I've already had like 4 cups of coffees in, but Keegs, floor is yours, my brother.
Awesome. All right, guys, so let's get into it. So DXY, what are we anticipating here? First thing for me, we obviously came to that level. We broke through our new key level 101.510 untested. So personally, what I'm going to be looking for, guys, I don't think this is done and dusted yet. Personally, I'm going to see a little bit of a bullish move. We want to be going back to that 102.700 before we do anything else now at this point. So when we look here on the 4 hour, we can obviously note that quick gap up this morning, almost immediately going down for that gap fill, holding the EQ and the daily pivot, and then turning bullish. So when we look here on the 15, there we can see it nice and clearly. Big gap up, sets in Asia highs, trading all the way down, Asia lows, daily pivot, EQ, the big move to the top side. So that key level right over there, previous weekly lows as well. And we've also got the 200. So I wouldn't be surprised now seeing that nice big break. Taking the highs, we've got the monthly S1, that key level, previous weekly low, and the 200. So very, very nice target for us to trade into here. Kind of taking out those little bit of lows, hitting that key level is the retest for us. And then after that, I want to see us come all the way back down. Obviously, weak Asia lows and the continuation move to the downside. So that's what we're looking for on DXY. A little bit of short-term strength, but not long-term gains over there. So with NASDAQ, what are we looking at here? Still, guys, almost same thing for me. Very, very bearish. Now, differences with NASDAQ, I think a lot of guys want to keep on buying it. I'm not going to say it's not going to go off. But as I say, when it comes to your indices, as investors and stuff, this isn't looking very nice. And I think that's going to be that pain, as I say, until we get some definite evidence that we can see things turning around. I don't see things really having a change. So for us right now, this was that pullback into that zone, holding as support, resistance. Now we're going to see that big move over there. So you can see this trading back up, all of that big move to the top side, and then starting to flip and reverse. Now this 4 hour, if this 4 hour closes bearish, then it's a game done for me. We're going to see this move come all the way back down. When we look at the 15, again, a lot of you guys should know this. Again, a lot of the guys, this is where it comes down to being spoon-fed. A lot of the guys that understand, especially Project G members that understand the strategy, would have all known, and even Chris can tell you, we came into Asia highs, tested Asia highs, came here, we failed at Asia highs. Now you've got a weak Asia lows, and you've got something all the way down here. 100%, this is going to be your big move down, breaking underneath that key psychological level 1800. and trading all the way back down to the EQ. That is very, very simply what I'm going to be looking for with a NASDAQ today. Then over to US 30. We was obviously still, same guys, very, very much bearish. The reason being for me is this was our psychological level of over there. We've now traded all the way back down to this new key level. We have a 38,780. And again, I literally had the test of it yesterday. Pulling back up. We did, however, close underneath the weekly S1, but that gap up has obviously made things a little bit more difficult. So when we look here, guys, keep in mind, there you can see on the 4 hour, the gap up. Coming all the way back down, we technically still haven't closed that gap. So it is still there. A lot of guys need to just understand that. This was a big wick move, taking out that high that we had of the previous candle. And now we want to see it start trading back down. So even though we have this over here, I always say to you guys, now again, how this EQ is there. We're in the middle of the range, so we can expect a nice bit of moves from here today. Obviously, you got your previous weekly low right there with that 200s lurking. But again, when we look here now, traded higher, failed at Asia highs, coming back down, Asia lows untested. This was the break, the manipulation. Now held as resistance, that break underneath, and we're going to see that sell off again, 38,780, and then the big move to the downside. That is what I'm still looking for. As I say, I don't have any valid reason to see us turning around and fixing all of this bearish momentum we've had. So until that, I'm just going to stay with the trend, obviously. Then lastly, gold. Gold for me, very, very, pretty much simple in the aspect. And again, this is a big question, guys. I keep having people come into the chat and talk about geopolitical, this war, that war, what's going on. We are going to definitely be bullish. I don't know how many of you guys that were telling me that all blew up in this, because there's no bullish momentum here. So please understand when I talk to you and I say to you, I'm not saying those wars, for example, are not important, but they've been priced in. The markets do not give a crap on what's going on that's already happened 2 months ago and is still going on. It's irrelevant. So when we start looking here now, again, trading bearish, we traded back up into this level, had held resistance. Again, there's that retest of the monthly pivot. Now trading bearish. So when we look here on the 15, very, very simple for us. The same thing there. You can see the big move. You can see how the EQ is being tested on this level. There. This was your fake out. There was the bearish move again, trading bearish. So personally, even where it is now, if this continues to hold underneath Asia lows, the sells can be game on. But personally, once you break this level of support, because the thing is, we can, with gold, definitely still range. But if we do break this, I think, again, the sells are back on. Obviously, going for that next low, previous weekly low, previous daily low. And we can even aim for that daily S1. Obviously, because of what happened, you now have massive, massive ranges to trade into. But as we say, that's not a bad thing. If you aren't going to be scared of the markets and you just trade like you normally would, and you can catch the trades, you are going to be having a very, very good week. So that is pretty much everything from our side, guys. But we're going to see what happens here today.
Chad, beautiful. Hope you guys are ready. I opened the market, say Keeks. Did I open it?
Yeah, you did.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I say ding, 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 round 3?
Yeah, you opened before I start. That's why I threw you the...
But did I ding, 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 ding? Or did I no ding? Was there a ding?
I'm pretty sure there was a ding.
Ling, ling. Chad, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Let me just see.
Did you add a hashtag for the education section
Where?
in Nighbot? Or is that the free Discord education?
Oh, no, that's a free Discord. Yeah. No, that's the...
No. Okay, hold on. Now, the one person saying no ding.
Okay, Chad, let's just officiate this.
I'm pretty sure there was a ding.
This is the official round 3. Ding, 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 ding. Markets are now open and in motion. Round 3. Fight. We have to officiate it. Sorry, guys. We need to... Yeah, we can't let anything slip in these markets. We need to be locked in. Alrighty, Chad. Let's have a look here. Fundamental chat. Let's quickly go through it. I'm checking gold here. Just be on high alert. This is the zone. We still have 7 minutes before the shuffle has come and gone. Let's go. Big shout out to Slushy Cakes, Dylan Savage, and Bevan Ghost every morning. Fundamental chat, pulling it through for the boys and the lads, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Slushy Cakes on first. Euro USD trades with a mild negative, buys around 109.50 in Tuesday's early European session. Fed's Goolsbee said the central bank could take action if the economy deteriorated. Traders await the Eurozone retail sales on Tuesday for fresh impetus, which is expected to ease to 0.1 year-on-year in June. Japanese yen pulls back from 6-month highs due to slowing unwinding of carry trades. The downside of the JPY could be limited due to increasing odds of further rate hikes by the BOJ. The US dollar may struggle due to rising expectations of a 50 basis point rate cut by the Fed in September. Dylan Savage saying top of the morning to everyone here. Asian stocks rebound from steep losses. Nikkei surges over 10%. China stocks struggle to rebound after global market slump. Japan's June real wages rise for the first time in nearly 2 years. Oil prices rebound over 1% as Middle East concerns persist. Bevan Ghost, G's and Chad, 3 peach emoji. Aussie dollar appreciates following hawkish RBA speech. Crash rate. I don't know, that should be cash rate, but we're going to give it to Bevan. Crash rate to stay at 4.35. British pound holds below 1 to 800. Bearish sentiment intact. Silver remains tepid at $27 due to diminished safe haven appeal. TSMC reports stock correction overdone amid reports of Nvidia relays. Morgan Stanley survey Tesla's popularity is waning. Fed likely to cut rates before September meeting. Jeffries, I don't think so. We're going to talk about that right now as well. In other news, has our young friend over at the Orange Army let it slip? Has seen on a recent post Anarke sharing his iPhone screen in blues as usual. Which one though, Bevan? Except his battery is nothing more than a red sliver. iPhone users know what that means. I cuck myself in a trade when I have a full battery, and stop loss on a live account is this sign of demo profits. In other news, 2G is locked in for press conference next week with the stretcher ready for CPI. Chad, beautiful messages there. Chad, here's the thing. Chatting this morning, if you understand Fed futures, if you understand sentiment, the market for the rest of the week is going to be purely driven by sentiment. Like I said last week, things shifted from expecting a 0.25 basis point cut to a complete reprice, going from 11.4% to 72. So there was a massive reprice that happened. That has now been somewhat priced in, okay? Furthermore, the Fed is the second, has got the second highest interest rate after South Africa. South Africa is an anomaly. We don't know what we're doing, so pray for the Reserve Bank in South Africa. Pray for South Africa just in general, for what we've got going on here. Love SA, but this country needs prayer. But anyways, Fed 5.5%. Balance sheet. Let's quickly talk about it again, and then we're done with it. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it again. We're gonna look at it one more time. The Fed has got more than enough room, more than enough gap to handle any upcoming crisis. Okay, we spoke about it. The balance sheet is basically at the level it was almost 4 years ago, October 20th. That is how much they've rolled off their balance sheet. So they've got more than enough liquidity to come back to where they were all-time highs. I'm not saying they're going to go there. The Fed should definitely never do this again. This little is what caused inflation. This little rocket of liquidity that they sent into markets was just absolutely not good for anybody. But anyways, so we've got some liquidity. Balance sheet is below 7.2 trillion. We've got enough percentage left in the tank. Remember, the Fed was sitting at 0% interest rates for how long? So sitting at 5.5 comfortably. I've got a weird expectation, Chad, that I think if Powell cuts by half a basis point in September, I think that's going to drive panic into the market. It's not actually going to be bullish. I think it's going to be bearish. I think if Powell comes and he cuts rates by 0.25, that is showing signs of them actually thinking that the economy is strong enough to hold rates still high. It's a cut, but a 0.5 for me is going to instill panic. Guys are going to be like, shit, they were panicking. Okay. They're behind the curve. What they're doing now is playing catch up. So I think Powell to be the strong one to say, listen, we're only going to cut by 0.25. We think the economy is robust enough. That's going to be a bullish one for equities. I don't like a 50. And guys talking about a cut before October. Anyways, Chad. I don't know who said that. CBR Bank is 18% interest rate. I don't know what the CBR Bank is, Leon. I think it's going to do a 0.5. Chris was saying, no, Bev, I don't think so. That's the surprise. Remember, he still needs to maintain people's the emotions. A 0.5 is bearish. A 0.5 is super, super bearish. A 0.5 is the worst case scenario. A 0.25 is saying, listen, I think the guys, even on the day, a 0.25 cut is going to initially give you a knee jerk. Like, guys are going to be like, it's a 0.25. And then it's going to be like, okay, but there's so much more that we can still cut. Powell is not concerned. Powell is one of us. And then they're going to start buying it up. And then you also have Trump potentially coming. Hey, Chad, there's a lot going for the bulls. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot more going for the bulls than for the bears. That is why they call it the Trump card. Have you heard that? Keegs, have you heard that saying?
That's the go-to, bro.
The Trump card. That is the literal.
That's like the Uno reverse.
That is the literal, the Trump card. Literally.
Apparently, CBR is Russia.
Why would the Fed do something everyone is expecting? Yes, exactly, Alverno. If everyone is expecting a 0.5. I rate FUBs a 0.75, and we've got yesterday all over again. I promise you. Yeah, Chad, when it comes to these type of things, when it comes to sentiment, I unfortunately have to say that some of you haven't been around long enough to see certain things. So that is where I will lean on my experience to say FUBs 0.75. No, my brother. A 0.75 is maybe the chat in the office there where you are between the young guns. But tell them the older guns said less coffee, more sweetener. All right. 0.75, not in this lifetime. 0.75 and Powell just crashes the market with a rate cut. Literally. Because remember, there's still sentiment. Why is Powell cutting 0.75? What is Powell seeing behind closed doors what the rest of the market is not seeing? Okay? So that signals panic. Okay, Chad, let's get into it. US 30. Okay, beautiful. Guys, didn't take the JSE trade this morning purely due to the fact that the Hang Seng was only 0.3 down on the day, so it wasn't really clean cut for me. And then also Nikkei 10. Believe it or not, if you were wondering what this is 10%. That is, yeah, that is literally from the low of the day, Keeks. How do you like that? at 10% in a single day.
Oh, that's right, bro.
Nick,
That's hectic.
yeah, that's why I wasn't, I didn't take anything on the JSE trade this morning. I don't know if anyone else took it. It was a little bit of a mixed bag for me. It was a little bit of a mixerino there. Keegs Gold, you're still purely looking sells, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. This weekly messed me, eh? This weekly completely wrecked me. Yeah, I agree that the cells do look on. Chad, I'm just gonna pee before we potentially go for a TP. Just gonna throw it over to Keegan's screen. Keeks 0.75, 2% rate cut. What do you think? Let the guys know there. Fabs, still love you, my brother.
Fab was saying there 0.75 over the remainder of the year, not at once.
Okay, Fabs, that I can agree with. Sorry, I thought you said 0.75
One
at
shot.
September. Yeah, 0.75, we in shit. Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Trump comes in, down, and Nas definitely do go up again. You see, now the things for me, guys, that's Trump for me is the only one that when you talk commodities, that's what they brought him in last time to do, and he brought everything up. Now, when you look at the situation everything's in, Trump is literally your golden boy right now. It makes it very hard for Trump not to win the election. Robert McKees, please check my previous question. Where's Robert? Morning, Ed. Morning, gents. I hope you're well. You could have a second. Could you chat to me about psychological level? Just want a better understanding, please. A psychological level is basically a round number, but a big round number. So, for example, like gold now, we can say 2,400 flat. That is a psychological level. DXY 102, 101, 100,000. Those are big whole levels. Thanks so much. NASDAQ 1,800 psychological level. Yeah, very, very simple. Psychological levels for me is just your big round numbers. Where are we now? We're in the shoes that the Fed is late in terms of rate cutting, just like they were late for rate hikes. Definitely can be. That's why I say, guys, they're playing catch up now. That's why we're in this situation. Remember, everyone's always spoke about, if you guys watch any of the FOMC, the question was asked almost every single FOMC. Are they not scared that they're going to get caught behind it? Literally every single FOMC, that was a question. Morning, Chris and Keys. This will be my last week watching the streams. I just wanted to say thank you for the education you've provided and how you've helped me grow the trade. That is awesome, my man. But Motive, where are you going? That this is your last week watching the streams. I've joined the synthetics cult. I've been doing it over the past 3 weeks. I'm really more profitable than I was with Forex, which I've been doing for 3 years. No problem there, my man. Wish you the best in it, brother.
Yeah, I would say three weeks is definitely a good sample size to make a shift.
Thanks, Keys. Your projections on NAS 100 supports my NAS 100 shorts price holding for our support just to sell back, although it looks more favorable for pullback. No, 100%. But as I said, for me to see big moves, you have to understand those are like, guys, how rare it is we get moves like that. This is not, I'm talking a CPI, an NFP, where we're going to retrace the news event. Like, these are major market moving events. So, for me, as I say, unless I get some type of data-dependent feedback that can give me something that we're going to start turning things around, I can't start trying to reverse this.
What is that on gold?
Like NASDAQ and USD. Like how big those moves are. Those things are not just to liquidity. That's not what yesterday was. That is not going to just be trying to catch a falling knife there.
Chad, just get ready. Gold is in a zone where if we hold Asia lows, we hold 2405. I'm going to go with it. It's going to be a cheeky one. It's going to be cheeky. I'm going to go with the position here. So just get ready.
You going long or short?
I'm not going to say now because then guys are going to start ripping into me.
Chris is catching on some trouble. Yeah. The fact that answer says enough there.
Chad, just get ready. Then Project G members, please provide us some feedback. What do you think of the education section? We're shooting another
like guys, that's
big
not
bang.
Everything. That is like just the first load. There's literally
5%.
this week. There's another more coming. There's every week there's a batch like that gonna come out.
But Chad, let me know. Project G guys, what do you think? We're gonna still polish it in terms of the covers and all of that, but I think I've been enjoying doing them. I know Keegan as well, and then also uploading it last night. I told Keegs that it actually feels good putting in a body of work like that and then seeing it being put out, because that is ultimately it's for you guys. So today we're gonna shoot another 8 videos. I think Keegan gave me a list, and I think there's like 100. Is there 100 videos on the list?
Just shy of 100 videos.
Okay, so
like before, guys, that's just what we have to do now. Before we even look at, like, again, when the 100 is done, then it's every week we'll still be updating. But my thing is, like, just off the rip, there's 100 videos we have to film. Just under, I think it's like 98 or something.
Sibo Sisu, the indicators you're seeing is the 2G's indicator, my brother. So it is the 2G's indicator. You get it with your membership. So all of the indicators, the beauty of this is you only need one. It's technically almost, I think, 5 or 6 indicators just put into one. And that you basically save on a TradingView subscription. So there we've already saved the guys. Like, you don't need a TradingView subscription. You can just join Project G. You get the value there, and you get the indicator, which is 7 indicators in one. Beautiful, literally everything on there. And then also, I don't know. Do you want it? Do you want to pay more for something that you can get for free? I don't know. But we're shooting today again, Keeks?
Yeah, well.
What did the guys say about the videos, buys? No link, brother. I've been back testing for about 2 months while trading for. Keeks, these indicators, the education is beautiful. So much content. Bev, it is beautiful. Here's the thing. There's been a lot of planning going into it. There's been a lot of shooting, editing. Chris, did I always cut or increase with 0.2? Yeah, that's just the normal. It's always in quarters. There'll never be like a 0.32%. It's always quarters. Okay, quarters. With that out of the way, fortunately, you guys are stuck with me. Wait, Ruben, what happened? No. Calls for. I've joined the. Okay. Let me see that I missed anything. Chat, if I missed anything, please just bring it all the way down. If you want to chat about something, if you've got something to ask, feel free. Really enjoyed the videos. Quality is top class. Okay. Have you already watched all of them, Menti? Damn. Damn. Okay, sweet. And you feel like it hit the spot, Menti? You happy with... My thing is always, Keeks, it's difficult to bring something across without waffling. Like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like in your mind. I find it sometimes difficult to bring it across. Keegan did it. I actually watched Keegan's one, and he did it very well. Keegan is actually not a bad teacher. He's not a bad teacher.
I hope those high school teachers of mine are watching. I hope they're watching.
That's funny. Check, bro. This is for your last 2 G's at this school. This
Michaela Naidu. I watched three so far.
remember, this needs to be easy to read. Kid likes this one.
Yeah, I think I like
Actually, let me ask the implementation at all, because I can try the design, but I don't want to.
I like that. That's simple. The design is nice. My only thing is this is nice because it just pops more. But I don't know because of how it is. Do you want to go that bold? Just like for education stuff, or do you want to keep it simple to the point?
Also, bro, fair warning, I'm gonna start introducing this red to your guys' purple. I think it helps as well. We'll chat about it. I mean, not red, orange. I like it how it looks sometimes, but we'll figure it out. So, you think orange is the choice?
Chris, do you know how to transfer investments from easy equities to another broker if you're moving over? Fubs, Fubs. Let me find out. I know there's a way that you can do a share transfer. So what you do is I think there's share certificates that you then transfer into a new jurisdiction. From easy equities, I'm not too sure. I'm going to find out. Chat to me on WhatsApp. I'm going to send you a number of somebody that I know that does expatriate tax and basically financial immigration and all of that. The gentleman leaving for synthetics. Best of luck to you, bro. Okay. Papa Chris, how do you set a rule-based strategy? Simple. Just set rules for yourself. Go check exclamation Discord. Check the Discord section all the way to the top on education. There is a trading plan. And all that a rule-based strategy is exactly that. There's certain rules on how you enter. There's certain rules on how you manage the trade. And there's certain rules as how to take profit and how to basically where you put your stop loss, all of that. So it's just purely... Think of, Tadiso, think of a rule-based strategy as if you, let's say you can't talk, but you have to write down your strategy and I need to, you can't give it to me in real time. You need to write down instructions for me. And then I need to take that instructions you've given me and I must take that to then take a trade. So then you're physically going to say, all right, Chris, your chart needs to be on the 5 minute for this to work. To buy, your price needs to be above the 200 EMA. This is what a buy looks like. So that is a rule-based strategy. Prove it, Keegs. Teach us the... What does Keegs need to prove now? What did you say, Keegs?
I don't know.
How much is it for the indicators? Exclamation G. There's a Nighbot. That's how much it is. $750 a month. Please, thanks, Chris, because I need to sort out my investments before I move. Okay, beautiful. I've got somebody for you, Fubs. I've got somebody for you. Keegs, I might take it long. Yeah, it's aggressive. I know. Don't hate me for it.
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. The 100% the buyers, as I said, for me the buyers can still go.
I want to short from
here.
here.
Untested, but
yeah, I wanna technically short from here. That's at 200. Chad again, very aggressive here. Could be on the wrong side. It's just the 80 starting to show some signs of wanting to come back. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little squizzle on it. Also,
you can do it, Chris.
Hey, can I do it? I'm gonna try and do something here. If we close above here, And then also just look at that 200. That 200 is just a monster to get through. So if I get the position that I'm looking for, once we hit that 200, we are going to go break even, because gold can just literally U-turn from there and say, see you guys later. There's the daily flip as well. So let's see. Let us see. 1 minute. If we even close above here, that's the other question. Can we even close above there?
Get it, Jeremy.
What did Jeremy say? Bottom wick.
I think I don't need to be a good teacher, bro. I think I need to be a good listener.
I almost nuked 17 lots on gold.
Come on. Bring it home, Chris. Bring it home.
Oh, Chad. This actually makes it a little bit cuck now, yeah. All right, little bottom wick, BW gang. Let's see. Tiny little. Oh, okay. No trade yet, Chad. Forget. Okay.
Yes.
Forget the.
It's all about no fear, bro. Just head first.
Is that like a marketing thing that IBs use these days? Trade with no fear, with the
fear,
best
bro.
broker in South Africa.
Close your eyes. Press the button. Give a little prayer.
They've got the fastest withdrawals, but don't worry. If you trade with us, there won't be any withdrawals. Only deposits, so you need fast deposits.
Yeah, we need to get to the withdrawal, but we won't talk about that.
Some of these guys should say they've got the fastest deposit rate, because you're going to need to deposit quite quickly.
Oh, bro, that's rough,
Hey, Chad, gold has been... Hey, man, dude, I don't know. Gold has yesterday, 170 pips. I'm still a little bit mentally scarred after that, but it is what it is. Any discount in Vault Funder, 2 Gs.
Twogs.
2 Gs, there you go, my brother. Guys, their discount coupon available. From losing everything to getting back in the market with only 200 now, up to 5K in just 1 week. Not giving up and pushing. Brother, I'm going to say well done. But obviously some big risks were taken from 200 to 5K. But maybe start tapping it back. Like, obviously, you had to take some big risks, and there's nothing wrong with sometimes taking risks in life. But you can tap it back a little bit, take it easy. You don't want to go from 5K back to 200. So maybe take that foot off the gas a little bit. You've given yourself some breathing room, and already 200 to 5K. What is that? Like 4,000%? More, 4,500%. 17 lots, light work. Yes, easy. Lightweights, baby. Chris, does Vault Funder allow copy trading? I want to copy my trades across various funded accounts under my profile. Yes, why not? If it's from your account, perfect. The key to Keegan's relationship is simply saying, yes, babe. Rent Circle Gang. I've never heard of them. Rent Circle Gang. No. RCG. No, never. Just like Keek say, full port, no fear, do it, Chris. Chris, do you have any idea Vault Markets offers a hedge account upon request? Tissy, I don't know really what you mean by a hedge account. I'm seeing people say that generational wealth is going to be made with these dips. No generational wealth. We dipped. How much did we dip in? Okay, so from the all-time highs, we dipped 5.9%. So no generational wealth will be made if we go back to all-time highs from here. Yeah, unless no Where you make generational wealth is like something like this. 2009, the dip.
The dip.
While it was dipping, you were
Just put
clipping.
the tip there, bro.
Dip the tip, not the nip. But here's the thing: if you were stacking, let's say, you were stacking call options or whatever during this market. Again, it's leverage instruments. It's instruments that can hurt you. So without the leverage, even then, taking it, let's say you bought the dip April 2009 after the global financial crisis to where we are at now, that is 495%. So that is technically what we made with NFP last Friday. So even then, 5x your money is not generational wealth. So I think generational wealth sounds like something a influencer would say, to sell a signal or something. What now? What's going on? Yeah,
spitting those facts.
Facts, Chad. Yeah, generational wealth. Yeah, I don't think guys know what generational wealth is. A big statement. Generational wealth you don't make from one move. Been listening to Neil deGrasse content lately, bro. Really fascinating. Neil deGrasse. I've never heard of Neil deGrasse. American astrophysicist and writer. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Liesel.
Juristian. We never said you were selling now, brother. Anyone that's been on the stream long enough knows I do not trade indices, and that's in London session.
This guy, Liesel. Where's Liesel? Bro, is this guy not a... Why does he look like a comedian? Neil deGrasse. Bro, I swear I've seen this man on some TV shows. Yeah, that guy. Cool things about Neil deGrasse. Bro, you just... if your surname is deGrasse or deGrasse, people already are like, bro, this guy knows his shit. And then you're an astrophysicist and a writer. And your surname's Neil deGrasse. Nah, bro, people... You demand attention when you walk into the room. Observational learning is powerful. We learn when we stream. The psychology and calmness is edifying. Beautiful. Is the live calls active in the 2Gs banner to call in? Yes. We just stopped doing them because nobody was jumping in there. So feel free. Feel free if you want to. 2Gs, guys. I'm going to bring the music down a little bit so we can get you boys in the chat section there. Only making 500. Damn, bro, that's 10%. Incredible. If I could only make $500 a day, I think, yeah, I would. Here we go. Okay, chat, don't get FOMO, because we still have this zone here. Okay. So, very likely, I'm not going to take this position, purely due to the fact how close we are to this 200. So don't get FOMO. We have yet to even flip bullish on the day. So once we get above this 200, still a lot of time, a lot of room to move in. Guys, indices and commodities won't sell now. We should wait. Juristian, we're trading what we see. So if the sell's on generational wealth from a Chakalaka dip for Lays, yes. If you were the founder of Chakalaka and you copyrighted Chakalaka. Because why?
Bro, wasn't it a flavor?
Chakalaka is, I think it is a registered trademark. But do you know why? Because Chakalaka is...
I swear that was the advert when they released right there.
It was. Chakalaka is... Chad. Where's the Chakalaka traders?
Morning, Chris. Morning, Keegs. How are you brothers doing?
Hey, morning, my man.
Got Big J in the
guys
house,
good?
guys.
Good,
Let me just
good.
bring this down a little bit. There we go.
I thought, seeing that this morning we have a little bit of low news, it's sort of a good opportunity for the guys for watching to get to know you guys a little bit better. And we normally stuff around with the mainstream questions of Chris, when did you start trading? And Keegan, when you going to buy a new Supra? And when the new Lamborghini is going to come into the garage. But there's some stuff that I think it's nice to find out a little bit more about you guys. And if it's okay, if I can shoot a couple of questions at you, and we get to understand a little bit more about the guys
Always.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, all
Always.
good, bro.
So, Chris, I think I'll start with you, brother. You have a strong view on religion, and a strong view on health, and a strong view on finances. Where do you balance the two, and what's the most important outlook for you? It seems like you have a good balance when it comes to those three areas on your life. How do you view those areas?
Yes, I think from the outside it would look like it's balanced, but it's actually not. And especially when you come to the religious front, I think that is obviously the most important aspect for me. I believe, and especially if you anyone that believes in let's call it the afterlife, that your life is not just the 60, 70, 80 years that you're on earth here, but that life in general has got a deeper transcending purpose, where it's not just a fact of the day I die. It's just like there's a switch, and the bulb that was Chris is now just switched off, and there's no further existence. So I think from that point of view, it's a view that I've also challenged. Believe me when I say that I've wanted to be an atheist. I promise you, there's been times where I've said, like, I don't believe in anything. I don't believe in this God and all of this. And then God has just showed me over and over again of his existence. So for me, that is a big part. You're not going to try and convince me otherwise to say, oh, there's no designer that designed the earth, the everything we see here. So that is important for me. I do feel at this current stage, we actually talked about it, I think it was last week, where I said there are going to be times in your life where there's not balance. And at this stage, I feel like my life is not really balanced. I get... so I even went this morning, 4:30, woke up, only had 4.5 hours sleep. But it's a case of flip. I need to also check my health. I also need to train. I need to exercise because it's good. It's a good stress reliever. Anyone that's dealt with anxiety or stress, the doctor would tell you there's no better medicine, literally, than going out training. So, yeah, I try to balance it. I try to also educate myself, reading books. So every weekend I'm like, okay, this weekend I've got a beautiful bundle of books that I've read halfway, some 3/4, and I want to get through these books, because ultimately sitting in front of an audience of people and even working with people in and around a business, you need to have substance when you speak. So if I'm an empty shell and I speak, who's going to listen to me? If I'm not edifying, if I'm not uplifting, if I'm not talking sense, who is going to listen to me? Because I'm not bringing any value to you. I'm not adding any value to your life. Okay, so yeah, I would say, Jeremy, I actually I don't think I'm balanced. I think it's a case of you keep on trying. You're not gonna always have it perfect. I think you as well. We had a beautiful conversation when you were here as well, and like you also said, at certain parts in your life, you've got certain things that you prioritize. maybe it's not always the right thing you prioritize, but there's certain seasons, and in this season, which I feel is not necessarily wrong, this is a season, let's call it the last 12 months has been a season of pushing, grinding, and maybe not always seeing the results that we think we want to see. Me and Keegan also had this discussion, and I said, Keegs, but let's reflect on it. Like, we've done well. Like, sometimes we forget, and we feel like, we feel like we should have achieved so much more, and then it's a case of, but Flip, we have done well. Let's not forget the good that we've done, even if it's one person. Like, I've had some awesome messages from guys saying, Chris, Keegs, just joining you guys have just given me new hope when it comes to trading. Just a fresh lease on life as well. So that is my my 2 cents on that.
Sounds good, brother. Keegs, hot seat. Yeah, it's not wedding related. You don't have to worry about that, brother. Questions based around, and it's not a jab in the dark, but it's going to sound like it. Your mentor's mentor. Who is Keegs looking up to? Where's weaknesses in Keegan's life? What are some of the things that he's trying to address and achieve and get to the next 5 years of his life? What's Keegan's outlook for that?
Yeah, so I think it's a very there's I wouldn't say there's like one aspect to this. I've always said to people, I've always understood there's, for example, you never going to do something by yourself. It takes a team, it takes a very strong group of individuals to create that one person that can stand up and lead, for example. So my thing is, I've had a lot of, let's say, reflection. Anyone that knows on a personal aspect, I've always said my role model in life as a person was always my grandfather. So that's why I've even got him tattooed on me and all of that. Because of the person of who he was, what he stood up for what he believed in, his loved ones, just the person wholeheartedly who he was. And there was a moment of reflection I had where it's like, damn, okay, we got on 25 now, we're building something special, we're doing all these things. But when I look back at this, does this still align with the person I want to be? And there's those times you have to have those harsh realities, harsh conversations with yourself and be like, you know what, that isn't. I've got to turn things around. And in simple ways, like when I actually look back at it over a long-term scale, someone that doesn't know, like when I was out and about, like my younger days, it was almost a thing of I was that guy. Like if I went out with my mates, I would look for a fight that night. I wanted to fight. I wanted to throw down with Oaks. And when I look back at it, it's like, you know what, yes, it's a thing of, we're boys, I'm being young and just having fun. But my thing is also, that's not the person I want to be. So, for example, when I look back now, I'm like, I haven't got pushed to those levels. I haven't even had the list for it or once, things like that. Even in those aspects, I'm seeing that self-development and growth in myself. And then for me, obviously, with my family, for anyone that knows, like my family is everything to me. I love my family to bits. I don't know where I would be without them. So having that family time, seeing my family is very, very important. So another big thing I've been prioritizing, and I think that also goes into that balance in life, is things don't always need to be balanced, but that's symmetrical balance. So yes, there's more days in the week, obviously, where we grind, we shut down, and we work. But on that weekend, and that's where it comes to, like my social media, stuff like that, I disconnect, because when I'm on the weekend, that's my time to be with my family, to be with my loved ones, and do what I need to do there and spend that quality time and growth with them. But then there's the obviously, as we always talk about, there's aspects to a person. So yes, I've got big dreams, big ambitions. And guys, like I've always said it, you've heard me talk about it in the podcast, I've spoken a lot of things. There isn't someone in the industry that I'm in that, for example, I do honestly look up to in a way more than Chris. Chris has achieved what I wanted to do. He's been there. He's thrown down with the big guys. He's done what he needs to do. So not only have him as a friend, as a brother, business partner, but he is someone I genuinely can learn from. You don't always need to look across the oceans and everything when you've got someone right next to you can learn from. So that is a big thing on the business aspect. But then wholeheartedly, again, like I said, there's more aspects. So then there's another guy. For me, I don't know if a lot of people know. I've spoken to a few people about it, but his name's Christian Guzman. And then that's kind of that last aspect of where he teaches me as a mentor in another way is how I want to be. Like, in a way, what is possible? What are your limits? What are the mental, psychological battles you're going to go through? How do you overachieve them? And how do you always know, like, when there's that ceiling, to always keep breaking through the ceiling and pushing better? Because, again, I've always said to guys, there's no difference with you and the guy that's a billionaire. It's a case of what are you not doing that he is doing that got him to where he is? Other than that, there's no reason you can't achieve those limits. So, yeah, for me, as I say, there's a bit of a all-round answer to the who's the mentor to the mentor. But, yeah, those are probably, like, just off the top of my head, some of, like, the big guys or the people I look up to and admire that I in a daily basis learn from.
Last one to both of you, and I'm out. Chris, Keegs, what scares you guys the most? It doesn't matter in what aspect in life that is. And if Chris and Keegan needs help, what does help look like in this season of their lives? So that's it for me, brothers.
What scares me, I think a lot of times what scares me is walking out of your life's destiny. I feel very like not airy fairy, guys. Like, when I say destiny, I believe everyone has got a destiny, and I believe that you can walk out of your destiny. God has already, again, coming back to the Bible, it says that He has already planned your steps before you were even conceived in your mother's womb. He knew you before you were even in your mother. So even before you existed, God knew you. He already planned your days ahead of you. He already had a destiny for you. There's already a plan for you. As cliche as that sounds, and every big pastor that's got flashing lights and smoke machines always say that there's a plan, that there is really. So my thing is living a life of purpose, where it's a case of it's not just driven around me. And I think a lot of us have been very selfish in our lives, where it's just about flip. I need to get to the top. If I need to step on Keegan's head to get there, I'm going to do it. And I think a lot of us were there, but now it's a case of I want to make sure that one day when I'm older, when I'm 50, 60, 70 years old, that I can look back and say, flip, this thing called life, we really gave it like a full go. And it wasn't a case of we sitting one day older and it's like, yo, Keegs, imagine if we took a chance on that thing called 2Gs, or if we took a chance on going out to wherever, doing this or that. But it's a case of, dude, we honestly gave it a good bang. How does help look like? I don't want to say that, but I'm that guy that's not going to ask for help. Unfortunately, that is just how I am. I'm going to carry the burden on my own. And it's just it's something myself and my wife actually had I don't want to say a fight over, but I told her it's just in me to deal with it on my own, because the way that I see it is why should I put my spouse or a partner, why should I put that stress on them if I can handle the stress? You know what I'm saying? So why should two of us carry the burden if I can carry the burden alone? So help for me is always going to either come from prayer and the word and myself. Like I back myself enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
Nice, brother. I appreciate it. Keegs, yours?
Yeah, for me, I think there's a big point in the aspect of very, very similar to what Chris was saying, but I think in reaching your full potential, for me, the biggest fear is not being the person I was meant to be. So getting lost in yourself, like that is the whole thing. I think that, again, even also being like Christian, I think we talk about the temptations in life, and once you choose that wrong path and you start going down it, before realization, you definitely down the wrong side. So, for example, I could have not taken shots at anyone, but you 100% could have turned into a scammer. You could have turned into a guy that was just that brawler. You could have turned into a guy that, for example, just they say that anger that's inside, maybe even flipping murdered someone. Like you could have gone down a completely different road to the road you were destined in a way to go down. So in a way, very similar to Chris, because again, I go back to things and I always say to people, what's meant to be will be. Because when we start looking at, for example, I did athletics. Yes, and I said to people, where I was at my life, finishing school was already inches away from qualifying for the Olympics. And then I chose rugby. So I kissed my Olympic dreams goodbye. Then I went to rugby, had bad injuries, and that messed up my rugby. But at the same time, maybe I might have had a potential and been a big rugby star, but I would have never been sitting in the seat that I'm in today. So again, things are always meant to happen the way they're meant to happen. But I think as long as you are choosing the right choices in life as you go along, that really is all that matters. So I think the biggest fear is that you sit back one day in life and you actually then later on when it's too late and you go, I actually did choose the wrong path. I left something on the table. I did something wrong there. So other than like the typical things of saying like I'm scared of heights or obviously losing my family, but I think that is the biggest one for me. And then when it comes to help, I must say in a way I'm very the same like to Chris. I'll bottle things up, so I will keep it to myself, but there is the point I do explode, where then I have that bit of a breakdown. And I think it's normal. You need to have that out. And I think for me, again, then that's where my loved ones are there. My loved ones, I'm not going to say will support me. I've never been someone, I've been raised that way to be bailed out of a problem. It's more the thing of you got yourself in this problem, you're going to find a way out. But it's that thing of when I eventually break, having those loved ones there to be around you, to support you, to be able to tell you, listen, we know who you are. We believe in you. We don't doubt you. To give you that motivation to hear what you need to hear. Because again, it's always the ones that are closest to you. That's the ones whose opinions really matter. So you then get back up and find yourself and get yourself out of that hole that you're in.
Keegs, appreciate it, brother. That's you guys have shared some good insight. I think if we can give a pulse check from the community side, you got to factor into your aspects that you guys are reaching an audience which many people can't. You're reaching the C-suites and the cleaner that is cleaning in the house at the same time. You're reaching gangsters and preachers. You're reaching bankers. You're reaching teachers. You're reaching students. And guys that have been married for 10, 15 years and trying to deal with the issues of normal day-to-day life. In all of those aspects, I just want to take my hat off to you and say you're leading well from the front. You're in an industry that is needing to be innovative and we have to experiment with new things, and you guys are doing a phenomenal job in it. And from someone that's sitting on the other side of Cape Town with a family and dealing with all of the dynamics of life, I've gotten a lot out of your sessions and a lot out of what you guys are communicating across to the public. So from my side to yours, hats off to you, brothers. Keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate you. Fight the good fight. We're backing you 110%. And whatever you need, you know that our doors are open. And whatever that looks like, let's pull it across the line. And 2Gs to the world, man. Looking for the future developments and seeing how this thing is going to impact the nation and the world. And appreciate you, folks. Have an awesome afternoon and much love from Cape Town. Cheers, guys.
I really appreciate you, Jeremy. Much love, brother.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, Chad, like I said in the chat there, Jeremy's been a brother of the channel. For me as well, I've known Jeremy for many years. Somebody's saying Jeremy rehearsed. Jeremy is somebody that, weirdly enough, Jeremy won that prize we had. And again, like I said, for even after he left, that was the first time Keegan met Jeremy like on a deeper level. And it was very insightful. Jeremy also has got a lot of wisdom. He's been in business for many years. He's done well in business. He's somebody that, like I said, there's maybe 3 or 4 people that I will listen to when I ask for something, or that I will allow somebody to speak into my life. And Jeremy is one of the people. If Jeremy says, Chris, I think A, B, and C, I'm not shrugging it off. I'm sitting, I'm thinking, and it was actually yesterday, Keeks, when we wanted to do something.
A marketing meeting.
Yes, and then we said, weirdly enough, we said, but remember when we chatted to Jeremy, and it was a case of, yes, so we're going to do it. So Jeremy is somebody whose advice we honestly appreciate, and we take to heart. It's not a case of, oh, who's this Jeremy guy that sounds so well rehearsed and polished, like he doesn't know a thing. No,
Definitely.
But yeah, chat again. Thank you so much for you guys. Like I said, it's honestly, it has honestly been an amazing journey, and to see the growth from each and every one of you, to see the growth from our side, and it has honestly just been a fantastic journey. And like I always pray in the afternoon, saying, thanking the Father for giving us the ability to do something that we love, because I think myself and Keegan honestly love what we do here, and it's been a absolute blessing for us. So
yeah, no guys, honestly, we truly do love what we do. We love the community. We love doing this. I think Chris spoke about it before. It's very easy to go back and, for example, the streams just end to exist tomorrow. Doesn't mean we're not traders. Doesn't mean we don't carry on the way we carry on. But we lose this. It's a lot of work. As Chris was saying to you guys this morning, our days are getting shorter and shorter at the point. But wouldn't give it up for anything.
alrighty, chat. He sounded like that Indian guru. No, he doesn't have a big beard, but he's got a beard. He's got a beard. What an interesting session. Yeah, Chad, somebody else saying it's good to see everyone is going through stuff. Like I said, everyone is dealing with their own stuff. Everyone has got their own battle they're fighting. And at the end of the day, this entire thing we call life is a collective. We all pieces in a bigger gear, and yeah, that is the thing. It's not just about me or Keegan. It is about everyone here.
And you know, bro, another thing is, like, I think at the end of the day, like, we are still human. We do still go through things.
Yeah.
And I think it's a one thing, like, I even used to sit back and have that question when you watch a celebrity that's a multi-billionaire, but they're going to tell you they're in depression. And you would be like, how could you be depressed?
You've got everything.
You've got everything. And I'm not saying I'm on that level, and I'm not saying I'm anywhere close. But it is a point when you start even getting comfortable. You can see, listen, where if you told me the person I was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, where I am now, it would be a dream come true. But yet today, you still have your daily things you've got to sort out. There's still problems. There's still issues. There's still people, your loved ones, that could be battling health. There's still a lot of things that move around the materialistic things of the world. And like we say, everyone is still human. Everyone is still fighting their own battles every single day.
Chad, here we go, baby. Those bars are coming alive now. 2 minutes. I'm going to quickly run before we get this TP. 2 minutes. Bottom wick, break of the house. Need to close above here. This is what we were waiting for. Didn't catch it there. Can we catch it here? 2 minutes. Keeks, you know. Let me just run.
Oh, is this the TPP? Well said, James. My first time here. I'm glad I found this place. Awesome, bro. We were glad to have you, my man. Exactly, Keeks. The key is to let go, but sometimes those things don't let go of you. There we go, bro. P for TP. The TP. Exactly, guys. There we go. We're going to market that, guys. I promise you're going to get a shirt for Chris. And we're going to say there on the back, like big TP. But I must say, I do back the longs there. It's looking good now. We said it from the original start. Remember, we said I'm against the longs. Obviously your Asia highs are still untested. And again, remember, we were talking about at the end of the day, this is the safe haven. So not when I say geopolitical, like with the wars going on. But for example, again, guys, very, very simple. People are not going to anyone that not like a point of trying to maybe let's think business now. You're not going to pull out trillions. Keep in mind, we had trillions come out of the markets last week on Friday. We had trillions come out yesterday. That money's got to go somewhere. The guys want to invest it. That's not something they want to hold on to. They want to invest. So that is a lot of the time that money will start going to gold, for example, as a safe haven. And that is where you can see it hedge. So that is what we can be seeing happening now. It can always come in. Remember yesterday we saw a day cycle. So that day cycle, remember we spoke about, can be the continuation. Monday, Tuesday, we start seeing that little bit of reversal. So gold, I'm not saying, again, definitely can still go bullish now today. The sells is what I would have liked this morning. But once you break, we get above this ego holding, you definitely go for those Asia highs. Once you break Asia highs around by that 200 EMA, this is very, very much bullish for me.
Bro, the only thing now is the Chad. Yeah, here's the thing. Look, yeah. Okay. Anyways, there it's going. Yeah, the idea is we want to catch it as close as possible to the half round numbers. So now the fact that it's already more than halfway to the target, that decreases our probability for success by 50%. Could you have taken it here? Absolutely. There's the idea. 80 is bullish. As I mentioned, the 200 closing above it. There she's pushing monthly pivot. That was the move. I didn't catch it. Elusive. Yeah, that was. And the thing is, to 2019 pips, no Chad. I don't have FOMO. No FOMO. Yeah, what I would say is we can create a session high, and I can almost. I don't want to say I guarantee you, but just to show you yesterday, the 200 price will always tend to come back to that 200. All right, so yesterday morning that 200 happened. Okay, that yesterday was obviously just that, I don't know, but later that night it came back to the 200. So very, very likely we could be holding around these levels before the open NYSE. So let's see, we're still going to hang around here, still 50 more minutes. So maybe we get a retest of this level. We've created now a session high, so that's beautiful. So the first pullback, the guys in Project G, Keegs, I actually need to make a video on that. Let me grab that. Was it under?
Down some notes here.
Was it under announcements? Where did I share that document? Project G, guys, you know exactly what document I'm talking about. Please just tag me in it. I actually want to make a video on it. The Market Wizards one. So we're going to buy the first pullback after a new high on the day. Sorry, man, I'm going to check, Chris. My question evolved. Market offers Forex hedge account. Tessie, bro, sorry, wow, that's an interesting session. Wait, what do you mean investors account? Chris, my question evolved. Market offers Forex hedge accounts. Like, Keek, sorry, man, am I missing something there? I don't want to.
I don't get
Tessie,
it, bro.
Tessie, sorry, I don't know if I'm stupid or I'm not getting it. When you say, if Vault Market offers Forex hedge account like investors account. Yeah, sorry man, I'm not getting it. Maybe, sorry dude, like I want to answer it, but please don't think I'm an what broker do you use, Chris and Keeks? We use Vault Markets, my brother. We've got I think most of the guys have different broker accounts, but it's for the most part it's Vault. Keegan has been milking Vault. Those grabber kicks. They're actually considering putting him on as fly off for the next broker games.
Bro,
which is
we're
gonna
gonna start taking drop kicks as it now, bro.
Now it went from grabber kicks to drop kicks, so there's actually going to be a broker tournament, almost like the Cape Town 10s, but it's going to be the broker 15s. Bro, that is something. What do you think?
Definitely can do that, bro.
I think we can produce a very strong team here at Vault Markets.
The broker team, 100%. We are killing Rocket X. We are destroying Alpha. Alpha. I don't know else. Are they even count to be on the challenge? Would they even be in the contest?
Yes, bro, we can put up a messy little team, eh? Yo, listen, there's some chats that have happened in the G chats, eh? I'm scrolling and I'm yet to. Damn. Where is that document, guys? That document is at home, literally on my desktop. And Caitlin printed it for us as well. Let me see if I can find it. No, man, Bev. Bev, what are you doing? Just delete that chat. Just delete. What is Bevan talking about? No, man, Bev. Who is this Teresa you speak of? Can't tell the boys about Teresa, Bev. What broker? Okay. No, I'm not trading with Vault Funder, my brother. I can't trade with Vault Funder. I'm part of the Vault Funder team, so can't trade. It's a direct conflict of interest. That's why anyone that is claiming to trade with their own broker is trading demo. Okay? Because you are not allowed to trade with your own broker. It is a complete conflict of interest. So if anyone, so either you're not really the owner, okay, or you are trading a demo. It's a little server group where it's not connected to anything. It's just for you to vibe on. Tissy meaning like buying and selling at the same time. Yeah, sorry, Tissy. Feel free to send me a WhatsApp, my brother. Maybe send me a voice note. Then I'll understand. Monroe, Ludic, Chris, are you also okay? But their spread was massive in the past. No, in the past maybe, Rian, but not anymore. And especially not on US 30 and NAS, what we trade. You kill me when you mention alpha markets. I didn't mention alpha. But why is it conflict, Chris? Why is it a conflict? Dude, it's a conflict on many fronts. Go read the code of conduct by the FSCA code of conduct, and then also it's for free, guys. So you can literally go here, code of conduct FSCA. It's a free document, 2003. Sorry, man. What the? Here we go. 2003. Is there a new one out? Let me just check here quickly. Kudu code of conduct FCA. Okay, government website is chalked. All right, beautiful. Is it chalked? Okay, yeah, no. Are we still live though? testing 1 2 1 2. Are we still live?
Should be.
Okay, let's just check here quickly. Yeah, it's 2003. Give me 1 second. And then also you can just go download the Phase Act. And the Phase Act also gives you everything in there. So if you ever want to question something or anything that a broker is doing, they should be operating according to the Phase Act, which is the Financial Advisory and Intermediary Services Act. And then accompanied by that, the General Code of Conduct also provides you a guideline. Give me a second here. Let me give you a second because I'm actually doing training now with everyone in the office on the Code of Conduct.
Yay. You guys must be so excited for us.
Everybody is, yeah. So, Chad, so here's the General Code of Conduct. So it is basically, as it says, a code of conduct. Our financial advisory or any FSP should conduct themselves when it comes to marketing, when it comes to anything you put out. So I'm doing training with everyone in the office, especially when it comes to marketing stuff. Because unfortunately, compliance is a little stickler when it comes to anything we want to do. So, Alain, yes, but that's called capital protection on edge account. Also, contract size and not the same with MT4 and TV1 can enter one trade with over 1 million. Tassima, bro, I don't know what you are looking for. Kaiku, activate that Nighbot. Morning cheese, definitely trigger. Nila, goeiemorgen. For some reason, I can't trade funded account. How do you mean you can't trade funded account? Can you physically not trade on your account, or do you not have the ability to actually pause funded accounts? I'm not 100% sure what you mean by you can't trade on the account. Keegs, nothing yet for you, my brother.
Nothing for me, bro.
Nothing for... Chad, be honest. I see there's more guys in today's stream. So obviously the boys either redeposited into their trading accounts. But how's everyone doing? From Friday, I know some of you, because I don't see you very active in the chat. I'm not gonna call out names, but the guys that were in my DMs on Friday around about 6 o'clock, you know who you were. I know you guys caught on some cuck, but the rest of you, how's everyone doing? Is everyone doing alright? Ek dink laas genoemde Kribo, past funded accounts, personal accounts, minimum profit month to month. Okay. Ruben, good morning. So how's the rest of you guys doing? Is everyone still alive? You still have some funds in that trading account? Remember, you can't trade without funds, eh? That is unfortunately the minimum requirement. Otherwise, you're just passing time. Even if you have a mini account, whatever, make sure it is live. And again, also almost getting flashbacks now from compliance. This is not financial advice. Please consult with your financial advisor before making any financial decision. These streams are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Therefore, do not listen to a word we say. You will lose money if you follow what we do here. So please chat to your financial advisor. Thank you. So Chad, here's my outlook. Even if you have 100 Rand on a mini account, and there's even if it's you're putting 10 Rand at risk, and you only make 10 Rand or whatever, that is at least you participating. Like Keegan said, it's not the size of the account. It's the size of the man trading the account. I feel like we should actually have that on a voiceover. Gigs with dramatic music. We can was consult with you as our final. You guys can actually, but you would need to sign a client mandate. It's called a BLO, broker letter of appointment. Is it it's a LOA, letter of appointment, yes. Then I can provide financial advice for you, but not in terms of discretionary advice. No discretionary advice. It will purely be structured products, but anything discretionary, that is where the Cat 2 comes in. So, trade manage. Stuur my AIM vorm, ek teken hom. What if I'm only 80 kgs? Is that big enough? Neil, okay, Neil, you wanna put us down the wrong path. Neil wants to make it difficult for us to get into heaven, yeah, Nila. I listened to Keeks 2 weeks ago not to trade late on a Friday. That saved me from stupidity. Yes, there you go. Keegan said it. I said it. And Chad, here's my thing. For the guys that were in Project G, you killed NFP. Like both ways. Why are you still on the charts? I promise you, I checked and I'm like, what is happening in my DMs? And I go check and the guys are like, Chris, why is gold tanking? And I'm like opening up my chart. Keeks, what time did I send you a message? Like after 6. It was like 6:30. And I'm like, what? Okay, and I go in and I'm like, sure, okay, damn. And I'm like, gold really, really nuked. And my message was clear. I'm like, dude, close the charts. Come back Monday. You're going to get yourself into trouble. Close the charts. I'm not even looking at charts now. I was on a shuttle on my way to a can I call it a conference event, Keegan? Is that what
we're gonna call it?
It was an event? Was it a conference event? I don't know, Chad, but it was an event.
For compliance, we can call it a conference event.
Yes. Adele, I believe so, but here's my thing. Trading the last couple of hours of a day before a weekend after having massive fundamental news with geopolitical stuff happening, it's not always the same. I hear you. I agree with you 100%. But late Friday afternoon, 2-3 hours left in the trading day, not necessarily exactly the same as a new trading day. But I agree with you. But yeah, you're gonna save more dollar than actually making more dollar. And especially, here's the thing, Adele. We put. I don't know if you saw the press conference, but like a lot of people were very, very concerned after Friday because NFP was put on a big stretcher. Keeks at one stage didn't think we'll ever have an NFP again this year, but luckily, Keeks, luckily, bro, NFP pulled through. It was touch and go, Chad. At one stage, we would have only been trading CPI, but yeah, NFP, gold buys, US30 sells. Like I don't even think we've put anything on a stretcher like that before. It was just an horrific day to be a broker and a non-Project G member. So for the guys that are new, this was the press conference. 2G's TV came in yesterday and just said, listen here, big scoop of the week. They just wanted to get in on the scoop. So check it out if you haven't watched it yet, Chad. That was 2G's TV. And if he was sent to, yes, battery guy. Luckily, our office is literally opposite. I don't know. It's just like it's a parking lot where there's a lot of ambulances.
Yeah.
It's literally a parking lot for ambulances, and yeah, Caitlin and them screamed, rushing out like, "Guys, help! Help! NFP!" Oh, Chad, it was incredible. No, I don't, Rihanna. I don't think that boxing thing is gonna happen. If I'm very honest with you, I think there's too much ego in this space. I think it's just way too much ego.
No, it's not happening.
The boys can't even do trade-offs or anything like
I
that.
say from the start, remember, my literal
Trade-offs,
video from
yeah.
the start, I said, like, these guys will never follow through with it.
They don't offer. I'm still tissy, but here's my thing. What is I don't know what the hedge account is. So please send me. I want to honestly know what it is, like specifically, because maybe I can direct you. Remember, I've got a lot of insights and connections in the space. Maybe I can direct you to the right place. Keegs, I honestly think like a Forex, not a Forex World Cup, but maybe like a National Cup for Forex every year. So similar to the Robins,
But just for your country.
but it's just for South African traders or Africa. We can call it the African Cup of Trading,
I think they could
the
work.
AFCOT.
The AFCOT.
Chad, what do you think? The AFCOT, and it will be sponsored by Chakalaka. Why? Because Chakalaka is my bruh. There we go. Chad, what do you guys think? Do you think Africot? It's almost apricot. No, not apricot. Guys, do you need some Nighbot, Andre? AFCOT, so African Cup of Trading, the AFCOT. Let's go. Compliance, what do you think? AFCOT? No. Financial advice? No. Not AFCOT. Keegs, I'm listening, dude. Let's do the AFCOT. I know you don't see it yet. I can see I'm going to need to... Chad, I'm going to need to sit with Keegan. Keegan takes some... he's already thinking in his head. I know Keegs. He's like, what the flip is Chris talking about? AFCOT. Like, we have 95 videos to shoot in less than a month. Like, what is this guy now wanting to do an AFCOT? Chad, please, and for the guys that are with other brokers, please, like, we can all do something. Don't go now and tomorrow we see, bullionmarkets.com is hosting the AFCOT games or whatever. Like, chill, bro. Like, chill for the guys that are the AFCOT, African Cup of Trading. African, but why is it AFCOT? Why is the F there? It's actually,
Bro, you came up with the name.
AFCOT. I feel like African Cup of Trading. The F, you need the F, otherwise it's ACOT. Then you might as well just call it the ACON games. African Cup of Trading. Chad, let me know. What do you guys think? AFCOT. Be honest. Be honest. Let's get some names here. TOFA, Traders of African. Bro, that sounds like a church, an African church where the guy's gonna phone God and is gonna get out of a freezer and it's gonna be a snake. Like I've seen that, those African churches. No, that is the best one. We can see all the mentorship if they can trade for real. AFTC.
To be fair, you're not gonna have any mentors enter this. We'll be like the only ones again, bro.
No, but here's the thing: it's not only mentors. I feel like
No,
it's.
I'm saying you can have normal people, but I'm saying we will be the only mentors.
Chad, dude, I think it's committee of traders, COT. But you need to make it sound like a games. The FCOT games, like COT it's tough to sell. It's like COT. What COT? No. Yo, Scammers United. Bro, you chose the name. Keegs. AFR, GoFX, Afrox. I think we're infringing on the gas company, the 222 games. That's all. I love that. The 222 games. But the thing is, 222 only has meaning for us here. We need to... The AFCOT. Obviously, compliance is going to like already be a ball ache. I just breathe and compliance is like, did you get approval for that breath? Like, that is financial advice. We could lose our license. Like, is there a disclaimer for the disclaimer? For the disclaimer. That's like, no, but no. So there needs to be a disclaimer on a disclaimer. Have you guys ever thought about providing these streams in Braille? Because what if somebody can't hear or see? And it's like, nah, bro, but then they will, but still, we need to comply. And it clearly says if somebody cannot hear or cannot see, you need to provide sufficient information to that client as to what. I'm like, dude, no, Braille. Yeah, we can't do the streams in Braille. Just looking at goal in 1 hour with the 200 MA strat, 3 a.m. gave sell entry and that paid off. Please have a look. Tessie, I looked at it. I actually didn't take it. Are you talking about the 4 hour, Tessie? The only reason I didn't take that sell this morning was it wasn't a confirmed sell for me, because this resistance is not yet confirmed up until this 2 bearish 4 hour candle closures. Something similar to what we had 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So that becomes a confirmed resistance. That right there. So that is why I waited, or I am waiting to see what this 4 hours is going to do. So either I'm going to wait for something tomorrow again for a structure break to the downside or to the upside. Hourly it's just weird at this stage. Still bearish. I don't know. It's price is just wackier. But I'm checking this 200. Those sells Keegan were looking for might come back into play here if we cannot get back above this daily flip zone, and also if we cannot hold this 200. But I'm thinking more than likely the move comes during NYC. This was already a nice move off the lows. African Traders Challenge. ATC. African Trade. I like that. ATC. Let me write that down. ATC. The thing is, I don't know why brokers don't do stuff like this. Think about it as some of these campaigns you've got with Rand Merchant Bank, like Pitch and Polish, and where they do stuff for entrepreneurs. It was like a business incubator. Why not do why not say like, hey, even if it's just a thing, F&B saying we're looking for traders, because Standard Bank, what is Standard Bank's thing called? Keegan, Standard Bank has got this platform, and they trying to make it now hip, and they call it something, Chad. What is that thing? Standard Bank, is it? They call it something. I see them always advertising it online, and they're making it like, hey, I can bank and I'm investing, and look how cool I am. There's a name for it. What is that platform? STCs. Hey, bro, some of you guys are just brutal. No, it's got another name. Chat, okay, get ready. First pullback, new high. Let's go. 27 seconds. Tiny little bottom wick holding above the 200. Hey, yo. Standard Bank in the inbox now. Chris, please contact our compliance department. We are happy to partner with the G's to run the AFCOT games. The winner will get a R1 million demo trading account with Standard Bank. All profits will be split 80-20. Sounds like a prop firm. It is a prop firm, Chris. We are entering the prop firm space. Chad, I want a bottom wick here. I want a bottom wick here.
Guys, wait for the bottom wick.
Gotta wait for that bottom wick. Gotta wait for that bottom wick. Keegs, you're right. I scrapped the bottom wick.
How many times have you missed the trade because of the bottom wick? That's the question.
Yeah, bro, I've missed a lot of trades. Thinking about it now. Alright. If this thing runs now to the highs here, we're not waiting for bottom wicks anymore, Chad. Alright, then bottom wicks are done. Then we become the NWB gang. NBW. No bottom wick gang. Identify as a post box because we just seen it. Chad. Fuck's sakes. Sorry, man. Nah, bro. I think these markets have scared me a little bit, bro. Only thing I have confidence taking these days is the firecracker. The firecracker strat. We can still bro, what is this? This is not the entry we're looking for. Chat, if you who entered it, just give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat if you entered here. Just let me know quickly who entered here. The idea was this. Why did I want a bottom wick? Purely because I don't see this. I don't see this as a retest of 2014. This for me is not a valid retest, and I just wanted the bottom wick to tap it and then go. Okay, so the majority of you. So, okay, so you guys are absolute animals. Beautiful. Yeah, I need to honestly, Chad. Okay, honest question, yeah. Honest question, yeah. And I don't want you to be honest here. And if you don't have the data, don't comment. Just keep quiet. If you've only taken the trade ideas that I've shared, where I waited for a bottom wick and you entered, have you guys been profitable? Because I'm asking this in an honest question, because you technically have data that I still need to sift through. So I'm getting to the point where it's a case of I feel like I've left a lot on the table, because this was the idea. We buy the first pullback to come and retest that zone. Why did we buy it? Yeah, we took a previous low. That was the little liquidity sweep there. We held it 200. All right. We held it 200. 2 consecutive bearish candle closures. The idea as a minimum is to come and retest these highs to at least form equal highs if we're going to reverse, or even take out the session highs. All right. So let me see there. When I started trading a year ago, I was making $25 a day. Then I had a big loss, and now I make $5 a week. Lol. I think we go through stages when learning the skill. Beautiful, Milani. Nothing wrong. You're still making money. That's the positive indicator. Yes, 7 out of 10 trades win. Okay. So are we officially chalking the bottom week? Keegs, is that what I'm seeing here?
Looks like it, bro.
Yes, I've been profitable from your trade ideas. Milkman, okay. All your trades have given 10 pips, Chris. Bottom week or not. Okay, human trading robot saying 10 pips. Most win, almost 100%. Okay. Okay, Chad, we officially chalking. Let me just make a note so I can print it. It is literally going to say, fuck the bottom week or the top week. Keegs. Sorry for if there's children. I do apologize. No.
You got to get to the point, bro.
No waiting for wicks. Wicks are for weak men. Weak. See what I did there? Alright, wicks. Okay. No bottom week gang. Andre it has, but obviously you can't, as much as it saved you, you can also not, you cannot ignore what is in front of you. So if Keegan is seeing that him trading a 30-point stop on US 30 is keeping him out of a position and is still sticking with it, and after 10 trades, it's like, Keegan, if your stop loss was 45 points, you would have still been in the trade, and Keegan is still 30 points, then obviously Keegan is ignorant. Same with me. If I'm seeing the position, I'm calling the direction, I'm calling the idea, and I'm not taking the trade, what am I doing then? You hear what I'm saying? So that is why I'm saying I'm willing to adapt. That's why I asked the honest question here, because I know a lot of the guys, so I think human trading robot did go over convert to a 10 pipper. Human trading robot, if I'm not mistaken. You are 10 pipper, eh? Shawl, you're right. Let's check the yeah, anything. No, I don't wanna confuse it. 5 is fine. 5 is fine. As long as that is technically a bottom wick. I'm waiting for a retest of a level. So that is a bottom wick. There was the break of the eye. Your validation point was this here. So there was a lot riding on this position. There's been a lot riding on this position, and there's your move. There's your equal highs, as I mentioned. So did you take your 25 pips? Beautiful. That's a beautiful 1-to-1. But yeah, that's me for the session, chat. That is now officially me. Keeks, just gonna throw over to your screen. Yeah, I don't know, Chad. We'll talk about it. I think the markets have scared me a little bit. Not scared me. It's the setups have been ugly.
Yeah, for me, guys, simple thing. I said, yeah, I want the sells, but even the sells and the buys, the big thing today was I said, yeah, with gold was literally the hold and retest. So it's broke support, didn't hold. So it's literally just been a game waiting and waiting to see which one's going to hold to give us that confirmation to obviously break lower or break higher. So for me, literally nothing there. NASDAQ and USD are breaking lower as we spoke about. NASDAQ, I told you guys simply what the target would be there. USD also breaking lower, but as you guys know, don't trade indices in London. So literally nothing on the cards for me today, guys. Being very, very patient. Obviously, after the moves we had yesterday, no need to jump into thinking too aggressive here.
The Musketeers, no, I'm not I don't know what that word is, but all right, my brother. So you've been taking the trades without the bottom wick. You're not profitable. It's weird. Okay, anyways. All right. Keeks, thanks so much, my brother. Yeah, we're going to be back. We're going to start shooting now, Chad. Hope Keegan saved his voice. I'm going to prepare some honey and tea now for Keegan. Give him a little back rub. And
I need my back rub, guys.
honey and the back rub is what Keegan needs now. And yeah, I'm going to try and get a foot massage from Mo. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. But me and Keegan, two big guys, we're going to put him in a headlock and say, no, I'm kidding. Chad, peace and love, baby. We're going to see you guys at 3 p.m. I think it's going to be a cracker, especially for the firecracker. I think the firecracker Keeks today produces a pullback. We get to add and 4%. I'm calling it 4%.
Let's get it, bro.
Firecracker today, in and out. Going to be a quick session, and we're going to win. Chad, peace and love, baby.
Cheers, Chad.
Cheers.